And we're back. Okay, starting with the most important part of driving. So I get to be your instructor today, and rather than being in a noisy truck, we can be in the quiet. I'm right here quiet, and you can be wherever you are, where it's nice and quiet. Okay, the most important rule, and you can start doing this now if you're not already, is drive at all times with a nice circle around you. In other words, don't let anybody get up right beside you. Don't follow too closely. Don't let anybody be on your right side, and don't let anybody tailgate you all the way around you. So here's how this works. Look, let me demonstrate. So you're cruising along, and suddenly you start gaining on this guy here. Well, you don't want to be driving right next to him. Either pass him and get up here out of the way where there's nobody on your left, nobody on your right. If you can't pass him, if you're in a governed truck or something like that, and you're just hung right there, then just slow down. You'd never want to, for maybe more than 1, 2, 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds. You don't want to be out here. The reason why, if something happens, you've got nowhere to go. You've eliminated all your options of freedom. And believe me, the faster you're going, the more true this is. If you're doing 70 or 75, you absolutely, positively do not want anybody hanging out on either side of you. So sometimes that means you have to make adjustments because of what other people are doing. This is the nature of driving. But you never want to do that ever. And because by the time something happens, a blowout, or I tell you what more than likely happens is things run out in the road, or debris is kicked up, or a big giant piece of rubber is laying in the road, and you need to ever so slightly shift your truck or your car or whatever you're driving. You need to go around this piece of rubber, and you should not run over a piece of tire if you can all help it, because they're heavy and they'll slap into the car or the truck, and they'll break things, seriously break things. So you want to always have your options open, and of course you don't want to follow people too closely. And yes, there are, say, well, in the city there's nothing you can do. Yes, that's true. There are times when there's absolutely nothing you can do. In cases like that, I usually find a gap. Like you're driving, I drive in Oklahoma City often, and you can't make everybody get away from you, but you can make a gap where you kind of get, where there's a bunch of cars, and then you just kind of back off and let other people fly around you if you have to. But you want to stay in as big a gap as you can, as often as you can. And certainly if you're on the interstate, never, ever, ever impede traffic. So it works the other way. If a truck comes up to you, if you're well, I've got it kind of backwards, but let's just say this guy, suddenly he come up and he's parallel with you now, and you're in a truck and you're governed, you cannot go any faster. Then the minute they get out in that passing lane, kick your cruise off, slide back, and let them go around, then kick your cruise right back on. You do not want to do this for 2 and 3 miles riding right next to somebody. People do this all the time. If you're on a cruise, somebody wants to pass you and they're also on a cruise, then just be the good man, woman, whatever, be the good driver. Turn the cruise off and let it fall back, and then turn the cruise right back on, and then get back in or do whatever you got to do. Actually, you'd be here and he's passing you, but I'm not going to do all that. So, I did forget to do my starting thing. So, that's my fun little deal. Okay. The other rule, there's two rules. One is don't let anybody beside you. The other rule is very similar. Drive like you're driving on ice at all times. No sudden jerks, no sudden brakes, no taking off quick from stops. Those two rules as far as driving are really, that is about it. Everybody has their own style, their own way, their own comfort zone that they like to do. But for me, as your instructor, as long as you're keeping yourself in your big safety bubble, I'm not going to say anything. If you're not perfectly centered all the time, or you might have a little wiggle here, or you might get a little too close or something. Those are things I remind you of. It's like, nope, you're getting a little too close, or I can see that truck coming up behind you. These things people do. People kind of want to tailgate you. I try to just move over as far as I can so they can see and encourage them to come around me. But driving's hard that way, but if you keep that up as a general rule, at least it's pleasant, and then it becomes a habit, and then you don't have to think about it anymore, and you just do it naturally. So I wish you the best. That's my first tip in this category and my most important one. So safe travels, and we'll see you out there. Hopefully come back too. Here. See ya.